back to yet another episode of Breakfast with Perkins. I'm, of course, your host, Perkins. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's weekend has been great. It's an interesting one for me because my work schedule got switched. So I used to have the middle of the week off. Now I have the end of the week off. So I drop these every Monday at 7 a.m. And I have Sunday, Mondays off now. So I can record and edit the day before, which also is good because it lets me get more current. Like, say something happens on Tuesday or whatever it is. Or I recorded on like Wednesday or something like that. Say something happened on like a Tuesday and I record on Wednesday. Then everything from like Thursday to the rest of the week isn't covered until the next, go around. And then by that time it's old news, whatever it is. Not that I cover current shit a whole lot anyway, but you get what I'm saying. Hope everyone's doing good. It's a great day right now. I was watching the F1 race. That was around midnight tonight. It was the Japanese, in Japan, the F1 in Japan, Japanese. It's like Japanese circuit. I guess it would be the Japanese circuit. But yeah, the Japanese race was tonight at midnight here, which is nice because usually those races are like 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm dead tired. So I was able to watch that tonight. Max back in regular form. Red Bull clutched the 1-2. I said 1-2. That's stupidity right there. I'm off to a horrendous fucking start with this, but you know what? Hey, I'm gonna plow ahead. One thing that's been on my mind that I've always seen, but never really understood. I don't know if I've talked about this or not before, but let me preface this by saying I'm very happy for someone that can overcome something that's very detrimental to their life. I'm very happy someone can overcome that and achieve great things. That's amazing. One thing I don't get, though, is you ever notice someone who used to be an addict of something, whether it be booze, drugs, what have you, gambling, whatever it is. But I notice it's mostly with the drug people. They're an addict, then they get sober and clean. That's all well and good. But then they have to let you know all the time. They cannot interject, or they can't help but interject their own soberness into whatever they're talking about or whatever they're into. You ever notice that? I also noticed that people that never did a drug get zero praise for not having, gone down that hole in the first place. And then people that can do drugs, the no ill effect, I'm not talking they can go, do an 8-ball and go to work, but barely. There are people that obviously abuse drugs, but there's plenty of people that can do drugs. They do them once a month, once every 6 months, once a year, whatever it is, and they're just fine. So we're praising people that couldn't handle their shit, essentially is what we're doing. When there's plenty of people that can handle their shit and you would never know, and people that never did it in the first place. I know it's kind of a hot take, you shouldn't be doing drugs in the first. I completely agree with that. Should not be doing drugs in the first place. Humans are flawed. Some of them do drugs. Some of them can't help themselves. And some go down the rabbit hole too much. That's just one thing. I never understood that. Because I feel like it'd be much easier to do the drug than not do the drug. Like someone who's never touched drugs, someone that's like, I'm not doing that. That to me, a lot of people cave under peer pressure. That to me is more admirable than someone that did cave, did it, got hooked. And again, I'm not taking anything away from overcoming the addiction, but let's talk about people while we're on the topic of drugs here. Another thing that I don't understand. First off, weed is a drug, weed is a drug, weed is a drug. I don't give a fuck what you say, what you think, marijuana is a drug. Don't care how you slice it, dice it, look at it, it's a drug. One thing I don't understand was, I remember back in the day in high school, people be like, dude, I got some weed, man. I ain't got no pipe. Oh, let's hollow out an apple. Let's smoke out of a Coke can. Now, I never did weed. Weed's it's a really boring drug. Never interested me. I'm not a fan of it. But I have plenty of friends that did in high school, so I was always hanging out with them. And it was understandable in high school because it was very in high school. Oh, you got weed? You got shrooms? Holy shit! Fast forward to like 30s, and people are still like on Snapchat stories. You're 37. What in the fuck are you doing recording yourself hitting a ball? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I'd much rather see some dude just mainline go mainline some crocodile into your arm or something like that. If I see a dude do that, I'm like, God damn, he's gonna die soon, but holy shit, that guy ain't fucking around. Go do a rail. Go do something. Fucking, I'd rather see, we don't even have to go that crazy of a route. Put up a picture of you putting shrooms on a slice of toast or something like that. That shit about, oh, weed, man, yeah, the weed. Ugh. But it's not high school anymore. Why are you looking at it like it's some type of achievement that you got a bag of nugget? Yeah, man, selling, I don't even know what the price is, selling this tangerine coup for $3 a pound. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's so fucking annoying. Same with people who, in all of their pictures, they have a drink in their hand. What are you doing? You have to have a drink everywhere you go. You have to have that booze. You have to have that beer. I'm getting so irritated, I'm fucking sweating right now. It just doesn't make any sense. Or when alcohol is the basis for meeting up. If that's the case, like if I go out with people and they say, oh, we're going to a bar. If I meet a chick, she wants to go out to a bar for like a first date, I don't do it. I'm not anything where drinking is going to be the centerpiece. I'm not doing it. Now, I'm acutely aware of how easy it would be to loosen inhibitions, take a chick out, let her have a couple drinks in her, and you're taking her to Pound Town, and you're off to the races by the end of the night. That doesn't interest me. It didn't interest me when I was in my 20s. It doesn't interest me now. To me, that takes away from the sport. If I have to inebriate or get a chick not in her right mind to pick her up, that to me, it's like, ugh.
Brother, what's that?
I know some guys will go to the club specifically because women are, this chair's rickety. I need to spray it with some WD-40. Fuck me. It's just a shit chair. A cheap shit chair. I don't know if you can hear it. You could probably hear it creaking. I'm just gonna sit still so you don't fucking hear anything. That's a lie. I'm gonna start moving around a little bit. That's just, yeah, that's one thing I never, yeah. I know some guys will specifically go out, oh yeah, man, let's go out, get drunk tonight. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Another thing I noticed, there was a commercial, and it was for war veterans, help the war vets, homelessness with war vets, medical aid, whatever. It was something for a commercial about that. And there was an older gentleman on there, probably like in his 90s or something like that, and he had fought in the war. And I was sitting there looking at the thing thinking, the country that this dude fought for isn't the same country anymore. And I was thinking, if I was in my 80s, 9th decade on this earth, and I fought for a country back when like men were men, and there wasn't all this shit. Now, in America, we don't know what pronouns to use. You just got a bunch of weird shit. The whole pronoun thing, and not knowing if we should call a chick who used to have a dick, but she doesn't anymore. She wants to be called Christina instead of that. And again, I also know that that's a very small minority that are very vocal. But it just got me down. Like that country 50, 60 years ago. Now, I'm glad it's not the same country because being melanated wouldn't have worked out in my favor. But I'm just saying, if I was a white old man named Edgar Alvin or something like that, looking back on that, thinking, oh, wow, the country I fought for, it's completely different. It's not the same country I fought for now. I never understood why Justin Bieber got so much shit in his youth. That always hits me every now and again. I'll just think about that for whatever reason. I remember Justin Bieber got a lot of shit. He was spitting off balconies and he was yelling at paparazzi and shitting in dumpsters. I don't know about the shitting in dumpsters, but he was doing crazy shit. And I thought to myself, if I was in my teens and I went from being a nobody to being recognized the globe over with more money than I would ever know what to do with, I'm fucking around. I'm going ape shit. I'm shitting in people's gas tanks. I'm drop kicking infants to the uprights. I'm doing crazy shit. I wouldn't know how to handle that at that age. I would say, considering the age he was and everything that happened in his family, I think he did pretty well. And now he's chill. Now, I mean, now he's cool. But you can't be just thrown into the spotlight like that at such a young age. That kid just missed out like on the entirety of like that like 14 to 18 era. That was fun for everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I know my friends were getting drunk in cornfields, passing out. drinking entire handles of SoCo during the 4th of July Carnival at Urban. I mean, this shit was fucking crazy. And it was fun. It was all part of the youth and growing up. Dumb shit. I'm not like, that was fucking great. It was stupid shit. But as shit you look back on, like, God, what the fuck was going on? And that shit, like, you just bypass it with all your friends having a normal life. I don't know. I don't know how I would handle that. That'd be interesting. I've also noticed that Lizzo apparently quit music. I thought her music was dog shit anyway. Shut the fuck up. It's horrible music. Had a DNA test. I'm that bitch. Shut the entire fuck up. And it was, I hate songs. I hate songs where like you hear them in the club and women rally to them. There's nothing worse than a group of women when you're out rallying, like a battle cry at a party. Ah! Shut the fuck up. I can't do that shit. And Lizzo, like, yeah, that song. Now, granted, I haven't been out in Des Moines since EDC Vegas 2017. I haven't had to hear the rally cry or the ah! in the club for a long time. Thank fuck for that. But, oh man, yeah, her music was. I don't even know why she quit. She said she was under like scrutiny or something like that. I don't know the exact reason. All I heard was that she quit, and I got no problem with that. Good. Now we need to get fucking Sexy Red to quit. Let me tell you something. I've been on a delete spree. Anyone that will proudly blare Sexy Red, proudly, like in a car, or post multiple snaps of it, or go out of their way to pick a song to put on something they post on social media and it's Sexy Red, I just delete them. Because that's trash music. She's god-awful disgusting. Gross. I could meet the dopest chick in the world. She's Mrs. Right. The second I hear her start playing Sexy Red, done. Attraction broke, done. Thank you for your time, miss. And I'm out. That's the end of it. No. One thing I couldn't do with the chick, if she listened to exclusively rap only, that's done. To be fair, any chick that listened to just one genre of music exclusively, I couldn't do it. People that have a very linear taste in music, that bugs the fuck out of me. There's so much good music all across. Excuse me, that Red Bull. So much good music all across the world. Some of it you may understand. Some of it you may not understand. Maybe languages you've never heard before. Some of it may be instruments you've never heard of. There's so much good music out there, and you're limiting yourself to a genre. Same like people that limit themselves to one race or one culture when they're dating somebody. I just got too many flavors for all that. Yeah, I know. Chocolate ice cream's good. Yeah, I get that. Try something else. Another thing that irritates the fuck out. It's just gonna be a rant episode, just irritation. Do you know what I can't stand? Pseudo life coaches. Someone that they had like an epiphany or a revelation in their life, whatever it is, and now they want to act like they have 5 million followers. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm nothing wrong with sharing your story and positivity. I got nothing wrong with that. But when you're up here like giving life coach advice, what do you like? Just stop it. So what are you doing? Your own life's barely in control. You're telling other people how to live theirs? I guess that's irony though, because my life's barely in control, and I'm sitting here telling people how to. So we'll just disregard that because it is a bit of irony, but it's true. One of my close friends. Shout out to Kevin Koo. He sent me this clip on Instagram because he knew it pissed me off. And it's this group of girls, and they're called plus size park hoppers. Now, I know I've already done an episode on, what's that called? Body acceptance, that's not the word. The opposite of fat shaming. It's, I forget what it is. Anyway, plus size park hoppers, it's a group of girls, and I guess they're big women, and they travel across the country, and this one woman records herself getting onto a flight. I forget who it was, Spirit or Southwest. I think it was Southwest. She's like, yeah, so if you put in XS as your middle name on your boarding pass, then they know to give you an extra seat free of charge.
If you think that your body will extend over the arms of the chair, you are able to book an extra seat and you will get refunded for it after your flight. It's super easy to do. You just book as 2 passengers, and for the second one, you put XS in the middle name.
That's fucked up in and of itself. But all these chicks, and she even said, the smallest of us is 2X. Now, I'm in between 1X and 2X as a dude. I'm 260 pounds. But I'm also 5'10". With shoes on, I'm 5'11", which is close to 6 foot. And so if a chick, she's like 5'3", and is that big, that's a big chick. Anyway, she's sitting there talking about in the flight attendant, she'll discreetly give you a seatbelt extender, and she'll do all this. Now, at no point in this video did she say, you know what, I'm a fat fuck, I should lose weight. That accountability never happened. Never happened, not once. Just what can people do for me? How can people accommodate me? Instead of changing my situation, I need people to accommodate me, which I notice seems to be the recurring theme of current society. I don't want to change myself. What can you do to accommodate me so I don't have to change? Accountability? You're out of your fucking mind? That's ridiculous. And it just irritated me. And they're all sitting there all happy, and they're all just... What? Where do we draw the fucking line? Why are you giving them free fucking seats? Make them pay for 2 seats. If your fat ass can't sit in one fucking spot, lose some fucking weight. Oh my God, don't. Well, Dan, you're a fat guy. Oh, yeah, I've been big my whole life, and I've said this before in a previous episode. I've been up to 320 pounds before. Big boy, 320 at 5'10", not a small dude. I've never, not once, had to use a seatbelt extender. I've never spilt over the seats onto my fellow Americans, as Bill Burr would say.
I'm like, why don't you show some respect and lose a little weight next time you have the middle seat on a flight? You won't be spilling over onto your fellow Americans.
And if I got to a point where I was having to sit there and squeeze myself into a fucking seat, we're losing weight. That's why I lost weight the first time around. When I was 310, 320 out of high school, I put on a size 50 pants, and I was like barely getting up on. I was like, nigga, something's got to change. We dropped 110, 120 pounds in 7 months. It really doesn't. I know I'm beating a dead horse. I've said this, but it doesn't take much to lose weight, especially if you're already that big anyway. You're obviously eating a shit ton. So cut out the eating. Go walk for a half hour every day. That's gonna put your body into like, holy shit, what's this exercise? Holy shit, we'll get it going. You'll lose weight, I promise. It's not tough. It's not tough. Oh my God, why are we babying people? I saw a post on Facebook, and it said, men don't like you, they just want to experience you. And then a bunch of women on there rallying, yeah, that's right, yes, yes, yes. Please, shut up. And I'm thinking to myself, if a dude fucks with you thoroughly, he's genuinely into you, that interest will be put there by something you're putting out. You know what I'm saying? So a chick that complains about all the dudes that she attracts, that's something she's doing. I can understand. We've been through this before. 1 or 2 dudes, whatever. You're up on like double-digit dudes, all 12 guys, they're all the same, they all act the same. Sweetheart, that's a you issue. And so, if dudes just want to experience you but want nothing long-term after that, that's a vibe you're putting out. So the vibe you're putting out isn't saying, hey, wife me. Hey, I want to be a wife. I want to be a mom. The vibe you're putting out is, I'm for these streets, but I want to act like I'm not. And now I'm upset when dudes don't see me as anything more than a piece of fuckable meat. It's an Adam Smasher reference.
You look like a cut of fuckable meat, are you?
The only people that would know that reference is anyone that played Cyberpunk. Which, by the way, Cyberpunk, that's one of, I don't give a fuck. That is one of the greatest games of all time. Hands down. I'll die on that hill. I'll fight someone over that. That is one of the greatest games of all time. And also, I wanted to say, dating in 2024 is definitely different than dating 10 years ago. I'm very aware of that. But I'm also aware, but I don't think a lot of other people are, I'm also aware that the group of people that bring down the average for women is a very small minority. Because I know people watching this, you probably have friends that are in phenomenal relationships. Multiple friends. I could think of 10 fucking friends right now that have phenomenal relationships. If dating was as bad as we are led to believe via this red pill movement and all this shit like that, those relationships wouldn't happen. Now, I do think there are certain constants in women, but in terms of just the slamming of women for the acts of a very loud minority of women, not minority women like black women, I mean a small group, like a lesser than, I don't need people, oh, you fucking hate black, no, I'm not saying that, no, I'm not saying that. Dating isn't as bad as we're led to believe, and I know we're led to believe that men are just complete fucks and women just want to lie and take your money. Yeah, there are women that want to lie and take your money, there are men that are complete fucks, but it's not everybody. And I think that mentality is fucking horrible, it's detrimental. I've kind of touched on this before in a previous episode, I can't remember which one. One last thing before I do some questions. Black women, can we please embrace our natural hair? I'm so fucking sick of seeing black women with bonnets and hair colors that aren't native to the skin tone. And again, I don't need someone telling me about the 0.0024% of people in sub-Saharan Africa that have blonde hair. I don't care. Overall, just embrace the hair. Afro puffs, I love that shit. There's an African chick I work with. Anytime her hair, she's got the thing, I put my hand in it. And I give it a few of these right here. And she enjoys it. I know you're not supposed to touch a black woman's hair. I don't give a fuck. I put my hand in it. Great, it's great ethnic hair. It's nice. Just embrace it. Embrace that hair. It's lovely hair. Just embrace it. Anyway, let's do some questions. We'll start off with one of the thought-invoking ones. Insightful. What's one concept that you've never understood? A concept. What's one concept you've never understood? The concept of time. Never understood time. I understand there is time. I know time is a thing. You know, 60 seconds is a minute, 60 minutes is an hour, 24 hours is a day. I get that. But it's not a constant though. Because it's 23.9 hours is a day here, but on a different planet, it's not 23.9 hours. It could be less than, it could be more than. So time is just relative to where we're currently at in the grand scheme of things. Time isn't real. We've made it real to be able to quantify age and meetings and when's our favorite TV show come on and when to get up for work in the morning. But in reality, yeah, it's not real. You get shorter days and longer days. You have some days with full sun, some days with no sun. Also, another concept I have a hard time grasping with is just looking up into the sky and just knowing that goes forever. That's a crazy thing to grasp. It makes you feel real insignificant, which all of us are in the grand scheme of things. I'm well aware of that. But and I don't know what's scarier, the fact that we may be the only things here or the fact that we aren't the only things here. Actually, fuck that. I think you'd have to be fucking stupid to believe that we're the only human-like things in the entire cosmos. There's definitely more out there. We don't know. We haven't met them. But there's not a shot in. We cannot be the only inhabitable place in the entirety of the cosmos. No, absolutely not. So yeah, I do believe in aliens. I think they're real. And I think there's probably other human-like creatures. They may not look like us. They may have like 4 arms like Goro, or they may, be clouds of gas, which is a Disney Channel movie. Stepsister from Planet Weird, I think it was, where they were all gaseous. That was actually a really good movie. One of those under-the-radar Disney flicks. But yeah, that's a concept I don't get. All right, let's do a pick your poison here. Would you rather forget every happy memory you've ever had, or be woken up daily by hot urine waterboarding? My entire existence thrives off of all the happy memories that I've had. I'm always I'm a happy person. And it's all the memories and stuff that I've had that just make me be woken up daily by hot urine waterboarding. I'm taking the hot urine waterboarding, because at least I'll have those happy memories to reflect on. while I'm getting waterboarded with hot piss. That's crazy. Hot urine. Oh. Yeah, I'm taking the hot urine waterboarding. I feel like my existence as a human would be very blah. If I just had all my happy memories just gone. Yeah, you can make new ones. But my childhood was fucking amazing. And I would hate to have those memories gone from me. So, yeah, we're taking the hot urine waterboarding. Zero hesitation. Folks, I'm going to land the plane there. I appreciate you guys. Comment, subscribe, like, talk shit. Do what you got to do. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next week.